Chapter 8. Sirens. August 3rd. August 4th. I couldn't write yesterday. I just couldn't. We went to the hospital to see the baby, and the great thing is, she does seem to be doing okay. So of course, I got bored and irritated at being stuck in the room, especially as the twins were so out of control. I'm surprised they didn't kick us out of the hospital, the way those two acted. I told Mom I was going to get water or something. She loaded me up with a list of food and drinks for the entire family, then she made sure my gown, gloves, and mask were secure, and off I went. But before getting the food, I stopped by the nurse's station and asked what room Jason was staying in. No way I could be so close and not check on him. I was so happy I was going to see him, that's what I remember, bright, shiny happiness. The door said family only, but a girlfriend is like family, right? And that is the last thing he texted me, that I was his girlfriend. I shoved open the heavy door. It resisted, pushing back against me. I think now it was trying to hold me back from what was inside. The room was dim with no light other than what the darkening sky offered, only a small glow through the window. As my eyes adjusted, I thought he slept. Peering through the shadowy room, I saw his face turned away from me. I tiptoed over to him, smiling. I would watch him wake up and see how happy he was to see me. But the closer I got, the more things did not make sense. Somehow, they didn't register. I didn't get it. Straps held his arms to the bedside. I huffed, wondering why they would do that to him. I wanted to help him, so I walked closer. Jason's hand twitched. I heard a low groan. He's waking up. I smiled and reached out, laying my hand on the bed railing. Another moan. He must be having a nightmare. I'll kiss him awake, and he'll feel better. My mind refused to see what was literally right in front of me. I lowered my mask and leaned up over the bed railing so my lips could reach Jason's cheek. Dried, bloody spit covered the lower part of his pale face. That is odd. That was exactly like the girl. Before the thought finished crossing my mind, Jason turned, lunging at me. Or what had been Jason? Horrified, I jumped back, my foot catching on a chair. I fell as the chair skittered and banged across the floor, causing a racket that fueled Jason's rage. His upper body arched off the bed. His eyes blazed as he tried to reach me, whining and growling. Only his restraints held him in check. A nurse rushed into the room and turned on the light. It was then I clearly saw what my beautiful Jason had become. Much of his tanned skin was now so blue it was hard to tell he had ever been another color. Bloody foam dripped from his mouth as his beautiful eyes wildly darted around the room. Jason? I asked, my outstretched arms pleading. He still had to be in there somewhere. Jason stilled, his questioning gaze lingering on my face. His mouth worked as he tried to form what words his delirious brain allowed. He called to me, garbled and slurred, but clear enough. He knew me. I stood and tentatively walked toward him. Jason held his tethered hand out to me as well as he could, palm up, begging me to come to him. Tears filled his eyes, then escaped, making little trails through the blood splatters on his face. My heart seized and fell. I took another step toward him before the nurse lightly laid her hand on my shoulder. Again, he tried to speak and finally moaned, "I'm sorry." I gasped, my heart weighing heavy as he struggled with the disease, willing him to overcome it, even though it could never be so. He lost the battle, twitching a few times before continuing his mindless efforts to free himself. I raised my hands to my mouth, covering my uncontrollable sobs. Tears dripped off my face to the floor below. My voice cracked as I called out to him again. Jason. This time, there was no acknowledgement. He was gone. Bloody spit flung from his face as he twisted and turned searching for freedom. But freedom wouldn't come for him, he would never find it. My beautiful Jason was a monster. August 5th. The baby died. All I do is cry now.